Hello there. Have you ever been viciously attacked by some person or persons in a totally unjustifiable way? They flat out hated you, and they lied about you, and they lied about you, and they lied about you. I'd like to tell you about the most evil man that I ever met. And when I say evil, I'm talking about intrinsically, in his being, evil. This happened many years ago to me in Belfast, Ireland. There was this man that God knows I tried to help him over and over and over again. But there was such a spirit of darkness upon him. In fact, he told me several times that he knew he was, his words, the reincarnation of Judas Iscariot. He couldn't shake that, he said. It was for sure he was the modern Judas. One time I invited him to my home. Into the bedroom we went and got down on our knees the side of the bed. And I said, we're going to pray and get rid of this stuff, this bondage and this hell on earth that you're going through. I said, both of us will pray. You pray first. Silence. So I said, all right, I'll pray and you pray after me. So I started to pray. I said, Jesus. And I said to him, Jesus. And he said, ah. He said, that name sticks in my throat. I had remembered quite a long time before that, this particular person playing soccer. And he had ran at full speed into a brick wall and hit his head. And I couldn't help the thought coming into my mind, I wonder, has that changed him in some way or other? But anyway, I couldn't get him free. And the more I got to know about him, the more he was a very unsavory character. Not only did I sustain him and his family financially for a long time, but he stole money from me and from the ministry beyond that. Wow, when I look back on it, it's unreal. I found out too that he was a sexual pervert. He had been unfaithful to his wife. He was a liar and a thief. You may say, well, why were you associating with that person? Is that not the people we're supposed to try to help? All this in Belfast, I tried to help him. He was a liar through and through, almost couldn't help himself. So finally, I said to him, let's get in the car, and we drove to a place in outside Belfast in Northern Ireland, about 10 miles down to the seaside in a place called Carrickfergus. In fact, they have a castle there which juts out into the sea, big castle, which was there built 650 years before America became a nation. We parked in the car park just below the castle walls. I was ministering to him and helping him the best I could. I was a pretty young evangelist. God's call was on my life. I knew I was trying to help the man. Then after a period, something happened that was remarkable. We were sitting, I was in the driver's seat, which over there, of course, that's on the right. But the cars are small. He was sitting in the front seat beside me. And as I say, the cars are small. So we're really pretty close together. And then he turned this way and I turned toward him so that we're looking and we're pretty close together. And then I'll never forget the words that he said. He said, my mission in life is to destroy your mission in life. I started to weep, not because I was afraid of him. I realized I had lost the battle. He was gone. He not only turned against me, he turned against his own father and mother because they stood up for me. He turned against his own two sisters because they stood up for me. In fact, his own father said, don't ever allow him to come to my funeral. And his mother said, Satan hath entered into him. Here's why I told you that story. Jesus said, if somebody strikes you on the right cheek, now listen to this, turn the other cheek. I would say quickly, what did he mean? No, he's not talking about a cheek at all. He's talking about if you get insulted and you get hurt after you'd done nothing but good. Nothing but good. Never did a thing to him or his family. But what you should do is, with those insults, quickly turn the other cheek. That is, turn the side of you that's not hurting. Turn the side of you that's not emotionally involved. Don't let your Irish get up, we would say. Don't fly off the handle. Don't get into a raging temper, which is the human thing to do. You respond in kind. If they say something unkind, you fire back. Jesus said that's not good Christian behavior. The marvelous thing is, he never got inside me. Although when he went out, he continued his lies for years. Eventually got some other people to join him in his lies. But of course, with the passing of the years, it was obvious. The lies fell underneath their own weight. It became obvious. If he had anything really against me, he'd have told the world. But it was only innuendo and lies. It was quite an encounter to be the object of the attack of easily the worst individual I have ever met, intrinsically evil. I'm not talking about because of alcohol or drugs or something. No, they weren't involved. It was just an evil heart, a demon-possessed person to try to destroy me in this ministry. And I tell you the truth, these days it never crosses my mind. I'm thinking about it now because I'm making this tape, but normally it doesn't cross my mind. Why? Because I would not reply in kind. I would not reply out of my anger. God helped me, though I was a young preacher, to turn the other cheek, and I faced it with God's strength, got the victory over it. The last I heard, he's a miserable wretch of an old man, without God and without Christ and without hope in this world. But God has blessed us wonderfully, magnificently. What's the conclusion of the matter? Wisdom is justified of her children. God bless you.